A college offers only 3 courses: construction, design, and hospitality. Each student enrolls on just one of these courses. In 2019, there were a total of 1,110 students at this college. There were 370 more students enrolled on construction than hospitality. In 2020, the number of students enrolled on construction increased by 1.25%, design increased by 2.5%, and hospitality decreased by 2%. In 2020, the total number of students at the college increased by 0.27% to 2 significant figures. We want to start by defining for each course a variable for the number of students enrolled on that course in 2019. So let's define C. That's going to be the number of students on construction course. And then we'll have D for the number of students on the design course. And then we'll have H for the number of students on the hospitality. Then, once that's done, we want to use the variables to write down 3 equations that model the situation. So what do we know here? We know in 2019 there were a total of 1,110 students at the college. Now, all of the students do one of these courses, and that means we can say that Z plus D plus H would be 1,110. We also know that 370 more students enrolled on construction than hospitality. So that means that C take away H is equal to 370. We then know that in 2020, the number of students enrolled on construction increased by 1.25, design increased by 2.5, and hospitality decreased by 2%. So what we can say is 1.0125C is the number of students enrolled on construction in 2020. That's the amount in 2019 increased by 1.25%. And in a similar way, we get 1.025D. And note, this one is a decrease. So if we decrease by 2%, that's 98% of the students. So as a decimal, that's 0.98H. Now we want to know what to put that equal to, but we also know that the total number of the students at the college increased by 0.27%, correct to 2 significant figures. So if we do the 1,110 and multiply that by 1.0027 and round it, we find that that is 1113. Now, by forming and solving a matrix equation, determine how many students were enrolled on each of the 3 courses in 2019. In other words, find C, find D, and find H. So, if we do this equation first, the coefficients are 1, 1, and 1. I'm actually going to spread that out a little more because of the large coefficients in the last equation. And then for the second equation, we get 1, 0, negative 1. And for the third equation, we've got 1.0125, 1.025, and 0.98. And then if we multiply that by C, D, and H, we get 1,110 370 and 1113. So we just need to solve this equation, and of course we've got the calculator to help us with this. We're going to get that CDH is equal to, so we've got the 111, 1, 0, negative 1, 1.0125, 1.025, 0.98. We want the inverse of that matrix, which we can do on the calculator, and multiply it by the 1110, 370 and 1113. And if we do that with a little rounding, we'll find that C is 720, D is 40, and H is 350. And of course you can quickly add those to make sure that it comes to this total.